wanted to ask Priscilla, what do you think fear is?
Ooh. What is fear? I feel that it is a evolutionary survival response.
Right.
Where you were supposed to be scared of predators at night. You were supposed to be scared of getting separated from, your village, your crew, your group.
Mm-hmm.
It was just kind of hardwired in us to avoid dying too casually.
That is exactly right.
Is it?
And even dismantling that even further is that there's actually 3 types of fear.
Okay, talk to me.
Okay.
Talk to me. Let us know. Let the people know. What are the 3 types of fear?
So, number 1 is rational fear, right?
Okay.
So rational fear occurs where there is a real imminent threat. So
Okay.
there's like a bear in front of you.
Yeah.
Right? So that is a rational fear.
I would be pretty
I'd be pretty freaked out because there is that, that is a threat to your survivalhood.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Number 2 is primal fear. Primal
Okay.
fear is defined as an innate fear that has been programmed into our brains, something that's a little bit more subconscious.
Okay.
Right? And something that we're just like instinctively, intuitively picking up on.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll go more into that.
Okay.
So
I'm curious about that. Yeah.
That's more intuitive. So for example, it's like you have a bad feeling walking down a road as a woman.
I see.
Yeah. It's like not present in front of you. Like, for example, you're on a dark road with a man.
Right. It's like a gut feeling.
Yes.
But in
Primal.
regards to fear. Got
right.
it. Okay.
Because it's like that fight or flight, right? That
Yes.
instinct, right? Well, it's more instinctual,
I
right?
see. Yes. Understood.
Number 3.
Uh-huh.
Irrational fear. Irrational fears are the ones that don't make logical sense and can vary greatly from person to person.
Oh, interesting.
So what's crazy,
is that more phobias?
It is what you create mentally in your mind. So the thing is, like us being sort of the apex predators of our society at this point in terms of, or biology at this point, right? Here at psychological fear, there are certain things that trigger fear in most of us, but we can learn to be afraid of almost anything.
Oh no, that's what the news does, right? The news, like, it's all about fear. It's all about, oh my God, scaries. Oh my God, these people are coming to take over. Oh my gosh, like the news is good at making us scared of everything, right? Yeah.
When you were younger, what did your parents instill in you to be fearful of?
The devil.
And how does the devil represent himself?
I guess I think it's twofold. I think it was disappointing God, letting God down.
Oh, jeez. But that could be anything, right?
Literally policed in literally everything. And so scared of everything. And I mean, I was so sheltered. And part of the way they did that was to, make everything outside of what was known and what was religious and what was core to our family. Everything else was scary. Everything else was terrifying. You could be led into temptation. The devil could, lead you to a path that would cause you danger. God could be disappointed in you for being jealous. God could be disappointed, like you would sin. Sin was the thing that was so scary. Committing a sin, having a thought. It could be within your own mind that I thought, oh my God, Roxy's earrings are really cool, and like, is that jealousy? Is that coveting your earrings? You know what I mean? Because that's like one of the 10 Commandments. Like,
what?
Yeah, even like hating like my sister in a moment, just being like, like, fuck her, she's stupid in my own head. I don't even have to say it out loud, but that would be like considered a sin. It would almost be like murdering. It's like as bad to say something. It's as bad to curse someone as it is to actually kill someone in the eyes of the Lord or whatever was kind of the teaching.
How did you function as a child around that fear then?
I was胆子很小. I was like scared of everything. And I was already afraid of heights. And I was like scared. I was shy. I didn't like other people. Like, I was very
But you
afraid.
also had that pressure of being the 两家女儿,
yes.
right? Like the prodigal daughter of like her family, because you're
having
the oldest.
to be perfect.
You had to be perfect, and you also had to be good with the community.
Yeah.
So it's like you say that you're like afraid of everything, but at the same time there's like this giant social expectation of you, like as a child.
And so I guess, I think in addition to fearing, or I guess kind of like under similar umbrella of being afraid of God and letting him down, I was afraid of like, I wanted to be a perfect Christian so that I could make my parents happy.
What is the perfect Christian?
I mean, there's no such thing, I guess.
Right.
I feel that, as a pastor's daughter and the eldest daughter in a Asian family, I just always felt this pressure to never disappoint, never let down, and always be on top of everything. And when you're policed in all these like micro ways, it's like difficult to feel autonomy and freedom and the ability to make your own decisions.
So, when did you become self-aware that these fears were crippling you or making you more passive, and how did you move through that?
I think that taking psych and sociology courses in college was actually a really big indicator. Because I was reading about in sociology, I think we were talking about different religions.
Yeah.
And some
Those
religions,
classes are so great, by the way. They
honestly,
like open up your mind to like the whole world.
Because I think it's easy when you're young to be a little bit narcissistic and to think
For
that you're
sure.
special, and everyone is special for sure. Like everyone deserves that participation trophy, like totally. But I also feel that knowing that you aren't that special and what the larger trends are and larger patterns are is super useful in just like understanding that you are normal for the most part. You're
You
just
bring up
fucking
such
normal.
a good point. I want to linger on this a little bit, because you say once you stop centering yourself in that way, like I think it's natural for all of us to think I'm different, I'm strange. No one gets it.
Yeah, no one gets it.
And I think that's normal because, you're just trying to figure out who you are, when you're growing up. But in a way, like when you decenter yourself, you free yourself.
Yes,
It becomes really freeing because you're just like, wait a second, I'm not alone in this,
Right. It's kind of like stage fright. I think the way I got, and it still rears its ugly head from time to time, but for the most part, I've gotten over stage fright because
you used to have stage fright.
Oh, I used to have crippling stage fright, and if I don't manage my adrenaline, it can still kind of hit.
How does it show up?
Like shaky hands, which sucks as a pianist. Like kind of just shaky voice, and I've never. It's never been crippling to the point where I've seen other people, they can't even continue, and I feel really awful for people, but it would like tighten up my throat. It would just make me freeze on stage for a little bit. Like it would cause me a lot of anxiety, But the way I got over it was essentially decentering myself and realizing that as an audience member, like when I'm in the audience, all I care about if I go pay to see a show is that they do neutral. As long as they do neutral and it was a show, it doesn't have to blow my socks off for me to be perfectly happy with the show. Now, if they go above and beyond that, that's excellent. But I'm just here to have the social expectation of seeing someone do, and you're rooting for whoever it is on stage.
Yeah.
Except for comedy. I feel like comedy is a little bit of a different beast.
Comedy has those stakes. It's like you go to fucking laugh.
Yeah.
Right? And I think like as a musical performer, if your audience is not familiar with the type of music you do,
right.
It's like they're just there to receive whatever you choose to give them that night.
Exactly.
I used to have, because I'm a violin player, but I perform only for myself and occasionally Instagram stories.
Well, now you do, but used to play on stages when you were younger. I used to play on stage,
and my God, that stage fright was awful.
Oh my God.
Like I could never, and I think that